Welcome in, guys. Officially, the week NFL starts. Going to have some more of that for you guys on Thursday with the season preview. If you guys have any questions or topics you want us to cover on that, comment those below. Already one NFL bet out for members. So if you guys want that already, go sign up on the How to Beat the Bookie app or howtobeatthebookie.com because those lines will get moving. A little bit of a shaky weekend as far as baseball, 3-3 on Saturday. Hit some nice dogs there. Ended up going 0-2 yesterday. College football week 1 for me ended up going 2-3. Last night, though, get the winner with Florida State +2 in that game. Hopefully you guys got that in as well. And there was some chatter going on in the chat. A couple of rough days, and people forget about all the winning days. Just a reminder, May +20 units. June, only losing month in the last 4, was -2 units. July +7 units. August +11.5. So a little bit of a couple rough days here to start September, but 3 of the last 4 months in the positive, with June being the only negative, -2 units, -1 bet. So really been a pretty profitable stretch. That will continue going on into September with football here. Hang tight. There will be losing days. John, up and down weekend, but hey, football's here. We got bets already out for members in that. How you doing?
Yeah, well, look, just to talk about that, our chat a little bit and our members in general, we're not going to win every day, and we never, ever make those statements like that and lock and guarantee. And all we guarantee is you're going to be on the sharp sides, betting with an edge. There's no better evidence to this than Saturday. Saturday, we gave out, I gave out all the bets in one shot pretty much. We gave out 6 games in total, but I gave out 4 in one shot. So 2 of those games was Kansas City +190 and the Pirates +165. Those games were given out well before the sharps hit it. And that's what I want my guys to understand. You can bet with the sharps or bet against them. If you want to bet against them, there's many opportunities out there, guys that have locks every day. It's all those favorites. Our games moved over 30 cents. So we took 190 on the Royals. Now, the Royals lost, but that game closed at 155. That was the best number you could take. I can assure you that number didn't move because the public moved it. The public's not betting Kansas City against the Red Sox. So that meant the sharp. We bet the cherry number +190. The sharps took that down another 35 cents. Wrap your mind around this, guys. You're betting the numbers before the sharps are. Same scenario with Pirates. Took +165. That game hit as low as +130. 2 games moved 35 cents each. Sharps are on both of them. That right there would be enough. It should be enough to satisfy all our members. Because you bet 2 big dogs like that and you split, that's a winning day. And I will sign on a dotted line for that every day. One of our other bets in that package that we threw out was the Colorado Rockies. Now, that was the one game the sharps won against us. Can you remind me, Ben, who won that game?
Rockies ended up pulling that one out, John.
That would be the Rockies. So the sharps went against us. The number did move against us, but we beat. So even when the sharps are against us, guys, don't think we're on the wrong side. The 4th game in that package was the Yankees +160. That game barely moved. Pretty much stuck around where the number was. Another winner as the Yankees swept the Astros. So we bet 3 games. We bet 6 games Saturday. 3 games at +160 or better. 160, 165, and 190. But we split 3 games. I will sign again, like I said, for that every day. But our members should understand. This is all How to Beat the Bookie is about. If you want guarantees of 85%, go to Vegas Dave. I think Vegas Dave says he hits 85%. Or the rest of the frauds out there. There's a million of them. But if you want to get the best sports betting information and bet with an edge, bet what the sharps bet. Again, the guys, well, I guess we want to call them newbies. Yeah. Well, I don't understand how you could bet this. Well, I know you don't understand because you're not a sharp guy. You've been a square your whole life. Of course you can't understand why I'm betting the Colorado Rockies in a certain situation. Guys, first thing you should all do is read the previews before you even make a statement on my chat. We had one guy yelling how the Cubs had smoked the Reds in the 3 games before yesterday's series. I guess he considers smoking the Reds by Reds winning 2 of the first 3 games and Cubs being held to 9 runs in those 3 games. So read the previews. That's why we rate them. And if you don't like the pick, maybe don't bet it. Or you could fade me and go with the squares. And it's where it's the squares against the sharps. And I guarantee you the sharps are going to get the end of the money at the end of the day. Not trying to beat you guys up. How to beat the bookie is all about taking the edge away from the bookie. That's beating the bookie. Once you take the edge away, baseball game moves 30 cents, you're the bookie. The bettor becomes the bookie. Anyway, as Ben said, still a winning season, highs and lows. It's a 162-game season. If you guys are going to try to pick the weeks that we're going to win and drop out the weeks we're going to lose, you're going to lose. Stay around. You don't want to be there for the funeral, not show up for the wedding. NFL starts on Thursday. We already sent out our first bet. Actually sent it out at 9 o'clock this morning. Expecting another big season with NFL and then NBA right around the corner. And I guarantee you, we will slay. If you live in a state that you could bet DraftKings legally, you will slaughter the number day in, day out. That's my guarantee. Will we still lose games? Yes, because nobody wins every game. Other than that, guys, hoping everybody's having a great Labor Day. Let's get started, Ben.
Yep, let's dive in. Happy Labor Day to everybody. Got some day games, of course. We got Giants at the Cubbies. Nice little NL matchup here to get things going. Giants just not getting it done with the bats right now. They've lost 4 or 5. They lose the last 3 there against San Diego. 4-17 the last 21 road games. Really almost impossible to back right now. Cubs coming off a big win there against the Reds yesterday. They split that series. Good pitching matchup. Webb versus Steele. Hard trend to buck here. Steele and the Cubs, 12-1 in his last 13 starts. Webb a little bit worse on the road. We're going 4.63 ERA in 14 starts. So trends favor the Cubs here. Everything's looking that way. Steele's getting the pitching edge, pitching a bit better. Webb, the last 3 starts, not the best. He's coming off quality start. Before that, roughed up a little bit, but both against Atlanta. This is slightest. It leans to the Giants based on a price standpoint, but I'm not going against Cubs, who are 12-1. Steele's last 13 starts, where the team is 4-17 in the last 21 road games.
Yeah, you said it perfectly, Ben. Steele's second in baseball in wins and ERA. And if it ain't for Snell, he's probably your NL Cy Young winner. Guy's been great. As Ben said, Cubs, he goes out there, Cubs just win. San Fran can't hit, can't win on the road. As much as you'd like to bet Webb as a dog, in a game they need more than the Cubs, just can't do it. Not in this spot. I think the line might be a tinge high, but no way it gets enough to get involved with San Fran.
Then we have Rockies at Arizona. Arizona, another one of these teams, part of the 4-way tie we have going on in this NL wildcard race. Colorado coming off losing 2 of 3 there to the Jays. They go 1-5 on the homestand, 2-11 their last 13. Worst road team in the National League. You guys know all those trends. D-backs losing away a little bit. They now lost 5-6. They got hot, and then they got to the Dodgers. That would put them ice cold. But that's what happens when your last 2 series are against the best AL team in Baltimore and the second best team in baseball, the Dodgers, going to have issues with that. D-backs, they have won 8 of 10 meetings versus the Rockies this year. Lambert versus Kelly. Kelly was going terrific. Then he faces that Dodgers team, gets crushed for 6 runs. Definitely still has the pitching edge today. Really good numbers against Colorado this year. 2 quality starts, both at Coors. Had a 1.59 ERA in 3 starts versus them last year. Kelly gets a pitching edge. D-backs get ownership. They're playing bad ball right now, but against 2 of the top teams in the league. Now they get one of the bottom teams in the league, and this is your chicken soup for a team in a wild card race. Arizona or nobody.
Yeah, can't want to back Colorado even at this huge number, as Ben said. Rockies' worst record in the National League on the road, 29th in road scoring, 3.72 runs per game. Pitching mismatch. Yeah, Kelly got smashed his last time out. That was by the Dodgers. He's owned Colorado, and he's owned them in Coors Field. Always tough for the pitch there. Arizona needs this game. They've had a little slide, playing 2 of the top 3 teams in baseball, Dodgers and Orioles. Now comes the chicken soup, as Ben said. They've got to beat the Rockies. Not interested in backing Colorado here.
The Brewers at Pittsburgh. Burns is in the box for Milwaukee. Still waiting on someone here for the Pirates. Burns been coming off a good start against the Cubs, 1 run in 7 innings, but to give up 8 hits. Prior start before that, gave up 8 hits for 6 runs in Minnesota. So the last 2 starts, 16 hits allowed, a little bit of concern there. But whoever goes here for Pittsburgh today, he will still have the massive pitching edge. Solid on the road this year, 5-4, 2.95 ERA. Brewers, they've won 7 of the 10 meetings this year. Cooled off a little bit, but still playing good ball right now. And Pittsburgh go 5-1 on the trip, playing good baseball there. Just Brewers, this is their chance to really start solidifying themselves away from this division. 3.5 game lead. They've kind of been bouncing up and down that the last couple of weeks here with the Cubbies, and got to take care of business with one of these lower tier Central teams. Don't want to lay this big price. Would be Brewers on the run line or nothing, but a game I'm staying away from.
Yeah, I want to see who the pitcher is here. The price is going to be an overlay because it's Burns and the Brewers who own the matchup with Pittsburgh. But I got to see who the pitcher is going to be in this one before we make a decision. Probably not going to take the Pirates, but it would be Pirates or nobody because, again, it'll be an overlay.
Then we have Phillies at San Diego. The Phillies team coming off a win there against the Brewers. Snaps a little 3-game skid they had going on. And Padres, they won the last 3 there against San Francisco. Starting to play a little bit better ball. Bats waking up, hitting .301 the last 7 games. Phillies own this matchup. 10 of the last 13 meetings, all 3 this year. Beat them in 5 games in the NLCS last season. Walker versus Hill. Walker, a little bit of road struggles, 4.76 ERA in August as well. As far as facing the Padres earlier this year, 2 runs, 1 earned in 5 innings. Hill just been brutal. 0-3, 8.50 since coming over to the Padres. Last 2 outings, 5 runs and 6 2/3 versus the Cards and the Brewers. So this line opened up even money up there. My lean was San Diego, double revenge. They get swept by Philly earlier this year, and obviously they lose in 5 games in the NLCS last year. So since that, still haven't really recouped from that. So you have a double revenge factor from that. But then it gets to the point of, is this revenge or is this ownership? You could argue a little bit of ownership here for Philly. Don't want to be backing Hill with an 8.50 ERA. And with this line moving up another 15, 20 cents, that takes away the lean there to San Diego. So now if it keeps going, looking at a bet here for Philly.
Yeah, and that's what I'm looking at. Sharps just keep doing what they've been doing with San Diego, betting them every day. What I actually wrote in the our preview today was Phillies opened as a -110 favorite, but Sharps insist on betting San Diego, even with the over the hill on the hill. He's unbackable. 0-3, 8.50 ERA since getting acquired. Cracked in his last couple of outings. Want nothing to do. Walker has not been great. But look, San Diego has but what did they do? They waited till September to start the hitting. So all of a sudden they're hitting a little bit. Look, they're only 5.5 games out. But there's 4 teams they would have to catch. Maybe they think they're still in it. We've been saying for over a month that they're not in it. We'll see what happens today, but no way can I make Hill a favorite. He's one of the worst pitchers in baseball right now. While Walker hasn't been great, he's got 14 wins. That's tied for the 3rd best wins in Major League Baseball. Phillies still need wins. They have the top wild card spot. Phillies is a dog in this one. We're just waiting how high the line goes. As I said, Phillies started as I was 110 favorite overnight. Right now, you're looking at San Diego -118.
And we have a gross AL Central matchup. White Sox at Kansas City. White Sox, they get swept by Detroit. Then you have this KC team lose 2 of 3 to Boston, 1-5 on the homestand. And now with A's coming off a sweep, the Kansas City owns the title of the worst team in the MLB. Young pitching matchup, Schultz versus Reagans. Reagans been terrific. 5 of 6 stars, quality starts in August, 1.72 ERA. Last 2, 13 shutout innings, 20 Ks, 1 walk. Granted, against Pittsburgh and Oakland, but hey, White Sox are right there with Pittsburgh and Oakland. So we'll see if Reagans continues to be lights out. Schulten's decent last start, 1 run in 5 1/3. Part of that roughed up his 2 prior starts. Big price here. Kansas City. Said the same thing last time Reagans was on the bump. It was -150 line. We're looking at that against Pittsburgh. He throws 7 shutout innings. They still lose that ball game. This is as good as you're going to get pitching-wise in this matchup, but just can't go with Kansas City at this price. It's a ridiculous number for the worst team in baseball. Question is, do you want to take White Sox with the pitching deficit? Might be best playing the under in this game or nothing, but can't lay this price with KC.
Yeah, and that's why you're looking at this price and saying, hey, we should be on the White Sox. And I would be on the White Sox, but can't do it. Reasons why I can't. White Sox swept at home by the Tigers, scoring a total of 4 runs. Luis Robert leads the team with 35 homers, 71 RBIs. He missed the last 2 games. He'll miss again today. He's their only real threat in the lineup. Sorry, even at this big number, I don't want to back the White Sox against the newly worst record team in baseball, the Royals.
And we have a great AL West battle here. Astros at Texas. They're tied right now, both 1 game back of Seattle in the AL West. We'll see how this series goes, who makes what jump. Houston getting swept by the Yankees, topped off by the Sunday night game last night, scoring just 2.3 runs per game. Before that, they had the 5-game win streak. They are 3rd best team on the road in the league, and they have a lot of success at Texas. 10 of the last 12 meetings at Texas, including 3 or 4 this season. Wait to see what's going on with Alvarez. Had a little collision in outfield last night with a fence. We'll see what's going on there. If he's in or out, he's questionable. And Texas, they get a win last night. Snaps a 3-game skid, but still 4-12 their last 16 games. 1-6 last 7 home games. Not playing good ball right now. France versus Heaney. France gets the pitching edge. What a bounce back start. Gets crushed by the Red Sox, 10 runs in 2 1/3. Then goes back to Boston at Fenway. Pitcher's Ballpark, sees him twice in a week. 2 runs in 5 2/3. He's been terrific the last couple of months, and he's been great on the road. 6-2, 2.04 ERA. Heaney's coming off a bounce back start against the Mets with 5 1/3 shutout baseball. But granted, it's the Mets. Prior to that, 7 runs and 9 1/3, averaging just over 3 innings a start there, was not giving you any depth there. This is Astros or nobody. You get an Astros at dog money, own this matchup. They own this matchup in Texas, 3rd best road team in baseball. Really, France, who's been their most consistent pitcher this season, coming in with a 2.04 road ERA, and can't get this numbers here. So want to see what's going on with Alvarez. If he's out, just going to take more of the price here, but this is Astros all the way for me.
Okay, so just coming out, guys, no Bobby Witt Jr. going to be in the lineup. Man, I'm not a total better, but you got to love the under now. 2 best hitters for each team, both out. Robert going to be out for the White Sox. Bobby Witt Jr. out for the Royals. So
under.
You almost want to take the White Sox. Let's see what we got going on here. Plus 49. White Sox might even be worth a take with Bobby Witt Jr. out. Getting back to that game. As far as Texas Houston, weeks ago, we said this is Houston's division. Texas did just what they were supposed to do. They are gagging, absolutely gagging it up down the stretch. They had the Twins at home. They salvaged 1 game, get beat 2 out of 3 games. Minnesota, only division leader, under 500 on the road. So this is just a different Texas team. I don't like the pitching matchup for them. Heaney against France. Outside of France getting crushed at home by the Red Sox, he's been great. But as Ben said, not only did Alvarez, he'll be questionable, but Houston's got that night game last night. So they get the night game. They got to travel. Texas was home. This game's right where the line should be. We'll wait to see what the Alvarez information and where the line goes later. And the bets are starting to come in on KC as we speak.
And we have Blue Jays.
I'm sorry, on the White Sox as we speak with that Bobby Witt Jr. information gets out there.
Then we have Blue Jays at Oakland. Blue Jays, they've won 3 of 4, take 2 of 3 at Colorado, scoring over 8 a game, hitting 360 in that 4-game stretch, 13-7 last 20 on the road. A's coming off a 3-game sweep against the Angels. They've now won or scoring 7 runs per game in that. Still worst team in the league at home, but getting the edge up on overall record on KC now. Berrios versus Waldichuk. Berrios, some struggles, 5.53 ERA in August. Last 2, 10 runs, 4 homers in 12 innings. Did have a quality start versus Oakland earlier this year. Then you have Waldichuk, decent last time out, 1 run in 4 innings. And that was a win over a red-hot Seattle team, but did have 3 Ks, 5 walks there, a bit concerning. Prior to that was brutal against the Jays earlier this year, 6 runs in 2 1/3. So pitching edge still goes to Berrios, but not as drastic as it should be. He's just not pitching that great right now. Blue Jays obviously still get the team edge. This is a slight lean to Oakland here. I mean, A's, as far as the matchup last year, they won 2 of 3 in Oakland. They're playing good ball right now. They have a little something cooking up. And Toronto, prior to beating up on Colorado, weren't playing the best of baseball. Still, really, since the All-Star break, for the most part, close to 500 ball. So big price here will be A's or nobody for me.
Yeah, I see what Ben sees with the A's. I just think this is a game that Toronto's got it coming right. Look, they dropped one at Coors Field. Happened to be the one game that we bet the Rockies against them. They can't afford to go into Oakland and let anything slip here. This was supposed to be their get-right road trip. They're 13-7. Their last 20 games on the road. Toronto game and a half behind both Houston and Texas for that final wild card spot. Just a spot they cannot afford to slip up. Again, guys, sorry about the voice. A little bit of an overlay, but that's what you get when you have a team chasing the wild card against the team. We won't call them the worst team anymore after a 3-game sweep over the hapless Angels, but a terrible home team in Oakland. I expect Toronto to win this game, but the number a little bit too high, obviously.
And AL East, we're heading to Red Sox at Tampa Bay. Red Sox win that last 2 against KC, scoring 8 a game after the 5-game losing streak. And Tampa Bay, they get a win last night against Cleveland. They lost the prior 2 in the series, still 9-3 their last 12, AL best home record. Tampa Bay owns this matchup. 7 of 8 meetings this year, 13 straight in Tampa. That's just one of those trends you can't go against. Bay over Savali today. Savali last couple of starts, or last 4 starts for the Rays, they won all 4, 2-0, 3.00 ERA. Faced Red Sox in June, 2 runs in 5 2/3 and a win there when he was with Cleveland. And Bayo, last time out, banged up a little bit, but was second straight start against Houston. They saw him twice in a row. Usually tough to have 2 good starts like that. Gave up 3 runs in 4 2/3. Prior to that, a pair of quality starts, one against the Stros. Quality start against the Rays back in June, crushed by them last year, 10.13 ERA in 2 starts. Savali going to give a slight pitching edge. Nothing too drastic here. Bay was going pretty solid most of August. Team edge obviously clears day to Tampa Bay here. Hotter team right now. Best home record in the American League. Absolutely own this matchup. Prices come down a little bit. I think it's worth the lay here, but cheap favorite for a team who's still trying to catch Baltimore in the division, and they have a chance to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. Tampa Bay, nothing has been said. Absolutely own them. 13 straight in Tampa. That's not a small sample size. Verdugo, he left the game yesterday. He's going to be questionable. Bayo gave up 3 runs in 6 innings against the Rays at a start earlier, but really got cracked in 2 starts against them last year. Now, granted, Bayo a better pitcher this year. Just feel Rays starting to turn the corner. Had a tough couple of games in Cleveland, ready to ship, put 6 on the board yesterday. Own the matchup. Got to be them or nobody at a low price. Savali's looking better after a rough first outing from the trade. His last 4, real good. Tampa or no one.
Then we have Twins at Cleveland. Lopez versus Giolito, who's now been acquired since the Angels waived him. Twins coming in. They win 2 of 3 there against the Rangers. Guardians come in winning 2 of 3 against Tampa Bay. They won 4 of the last 5. And both teams, you have Twins 1 game below 500 since the All-Star break. Guardians 1 game below 500 at home since the All-Star break. Twins with the 5-game lead in division. Lopez was really solid most of August. Last 2 starts, not as dominant, still coming off a quality start against Cleveland. Seeing him twice in a row is another factor here. Makes my lean to the Guardians a bit more. You have second start in a row here against Cleveland. His one earlier this year, roughed up a bit more, 6 runs in 5 2/3. Has been great on the road this season, 2.87 ERA. Giolito, brutal for the Angels. Last time out was cracked for 5 runs at Philly. However, really good numbers against the Twins this year when he's playing with the White Sox. 2 runs in 18 innings. And really solid at home this season, 2.53 ERA. Granted, that's majority of them in Chicago, a couple of them in LA, and now coming to Cleveland. We'll see how that carries over. Lopez still gets the pitching edge, but I think it helps him in this matchup. That helps Giolito in this matchup, not being seen twice in a row like Lopez will be. Guardians, home dogs, still trying to chase Minnesota. And we talk all about, different angles, different fields. This is Cleveland's last real chance to go for it and make a run in this division. They can somehow pull out a sweep here. You all of a sudden have a two-game lead in the division and a race down the stretch of September. So we'll see what happens. But this is the last bit of life Guardians have, and I'm willing to bet on that with Giolito on the mound. Guardians are nothing.
It's Guardians or nothing, just not big enough price for me to want to pull the plug, pull the trigger on Giolito. Yes, he's owned the Twins in 3 matchups this year, but he lost all 3 games. Well, the White Sox did when he was with the White Sox. Lopez, again, not as down. He had that unbelievable stretch, so he's regressed a little bit, which was natural. fourth, I believe, in the league in strikeouts. He gets the pitching edge over Giolito. But Twins, only, as we just mentioned, only division leader under 500 on the road. Guardians need this one. Guardians are nobody, but once again, need a better price if I'm going to hold my nose and bet Giolito.
We have Orioles at the dead Angels. Angels get swept by the A's, 3-10 their last 13. O's win 2 of 3 at Arizona, 8-3 their last 11. Two teams trending complete different directions. Rodriguez versus Rosenberg. Rodriguez, 4 straight quality starts, 2.16 ERA, was crushed by the Angels back in May. 8 runs, 9 hits there. But obviously, we keep talking about this Rodriguez since he went sent back down and came back up. Just a different pitcher. So I'm not going to hold that against him too much. Rosenberg going to be just his 6th career outing, 2nd start, 1 start last year, 2 relief outings in August, gave up 5 runs in 7 innings, 7 Ks, 7 walks. Rodriguez gets a clear as day pitching edge. Orioles clear as day team edge. Massive favorite on this game for a good reason. O's have won 8 of 11 meetings. This is Baltimore run line or nothing. Again, one of these teams slight lead in the division, trying to pull away against one of the worst teams in baseball right now.
Yeah, Angels coming home off that long road trip that culminates in getting swept in Oakland. How low? Why is the GM there still have a job? I just don't understand. But getting back to today's game, you got an Oriole team, Tampa Bay, still within striking range. They need W's. This is a spot to get W's. Rodriguez is just a different pitcher from when he got banged around by the Angels early in the year, and Angels a different team. It was a team that was hitting. They had Trout, Rendon. They got a bunch of guys on the IL. Orioles are nobody, but I'm not laying this price. Maybe a good look. Ben talks about the run line. Not interested in this game.
Then you have Mariners at Cincinnati. Mariners from going red hot fall off a little bit. 2-3 their last 5. They lose 2 of 3 to the Mets there. Cincy comes off a 4-game split with the Cubbies. Those are games they really needed at home as far as trying to get back involved in this wild card race. Another one of these teams tied up in the wild card race with Arizona, San Francisco. You have Wu versus Antone. Wu, they won all 3 of his August starts, 1.69 ERA, coming off 6 shutout innings versus Oakland. Antone going to be a bit of an opener here. Returning for Tommy John, was placing Ashcraft goes on the IL. You have pitching issues up the wazoo here for Cincinnati, and that's kind of been the theme of their season. They've had it all year. Started off with Lodolo. Green's had his issues. Ashcraft's had his issues. So even the good pitching they do have, they haven't been healthy at all, especially for the full year. And all these guys, just another one here coming up in the mix. Wu gets the pitching edge. Seattle gets a slightly team edge. Even still, I am not this high with this number. Would be a slight lean to the home dog here with Cincinnati, but can't get on this pitching matchup. We'll have to get a bit more on the number, even though it's already an overlay.
Well, you're not going to get it, Ben, because the sharps agree with you, and they took the short in this one. Game opened up minus 162. Now you're down to around minus 150. I just could not pull the trigger on Cincy. They're not shorthanded pitching. They are decimated. They play a 4-game series this weekend against the Cubbies. Again, there was a doubleheader involved in them. There was a doubleheader on Saturday involved with them. 4 of their pitchers, 1 on IL is Ashcraft, the other 3 the COVID list. So you're bringing Antone. They just brought him up. He just threw a scoreless inning Saturday, and he's going to open. He's going to throw 1 inning. This is an all hands on deck bullpen game. Wu's been pitching great. Yeah, the Mariners slowed down hitting. Where were they? Citi Field. That's a pitcher's ballpark. Let's see if they can get back on track at a beat-up Cincinnati team who, again, in a bullpen game, and they just got torched. That bullpen got lit up yesterday for 15 runs, 18 hits by the Cubbies. So can't like the Reds here. Yes, I agree with the number. Reds are nobody. But in this case, just think of what they're going through with that pitching staff, and it's going to be nobody for me.
Yeah, Cincinnati down there as far as bullpen ERA. And then we talk about with Seattle as well, with the Astros and Rangers going at it this couple of days here. Seattle really has to take advantage of those two beating up on one another and pull away from at least one of those teams, whoever gets the better of the number there. That's the Monday card, guys. Happy Labor Day. Hope everyone enjoys the holiday. Hopefully we get some winners out there. Like we said at the start, 1 NFL bet already out for members. If you guys want to get that, you know where to sign up. To our long-term members, you guys know the story. After a bad couple of days, we'll come back around through the last 4 months, winning months, with June pretty much a wash being the one losing month. And September will be that as well as we get here into full swing of football season. or like we said, we will have an NFL season preview on Thursday. Any questions, topics, anything you guys want covered in that, betting or NFL related, put that down below. John, don't know if you have anything else you want to add here.
Just got to hang in there through a couple of bad days, guys. Look, as good as the Braves are, they got a couple of 4-game losing streaks during the season. They're the best team in baseball. It happens. Last year, Dodgers won 111 games. They got swept at home by the Pittsburgh Pirates 3 games. We'll be back on top where we belong. Trust the process. Again, said it before. I know a lot of guys, you say, how could he bet this team? There's a reason. There's value there. It's because everybody else is going to bet the other team, and the number is higher. That's what value is all about. We'll get them today again. Happy, safe, and profitable Labor Day today.
Yep, guys, you guys know where to sign up. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in. Let's make some money.